bullying of trans kids in schools, sports bans for trans kids, including proposing genital inspections for girls' sports, making universities more transphobic, encouraging media disinformation about trans people. And the Trump election campaign spent $215 million on anti-trans adverts, the biggest single expenditure in their campaign. And now Trump is trying to use the Kirk shooting as an excuse to ban trans people from owning guns, which is exactly what the Nazis did to the Jews in 1938. Trump has created such a climate of fear amongst trans people in the US that many of my trans and non-binary friends there now live in exile in Europe and elsewhere. But yet, most of what Trump is doing in the US is also happening right here in the UK under a Labour government. The healthcare bans, trans Section 28 in schools, a media churning out transphobia on an industrial scale while hermetically excluding trans journalists, banning us from sports, including fun runs, supporting people who advocate violence against trans people, trying to make universities more transphobic, a toilet ban which would make life impossible for us, an even worse one than in the US. All of which have been brought in without any vote in Parliament at all. And yes, a lot of British trans people have also already moved abroad to places like Ireland, Spain and Sweden. We know that what happens in the US comes over here. And we need to ask, has Starmer sold out trans people for a deal with the orange fascists? Transphobia is now central to fascism. It's not peripheral, it's front and centre. It's a core component of fascism. If you're transphobic, you are a fascist. To quote inspirational trans woman Munro Bergdorf, how politicians treat trans people now is indicative of how they will treat everyone eventually. To finish, I just want to say I'm also here for my grandfather. He was killed in World War II fighting fascism. He didn't roll out the red carpet, he fought fascists. We need to stop fascism now, or more and more people will die. There's no cavalry coming over the hill this time to rescue us. The cavalry is going to have to be us, here, now. And it will be, but it will take hard work and stamina. And as they say in Spain, sí se puede, yes, we can. Trans people in this country have been fighting under the cosh of vicious right-wing propaganda for more than a decade. And we are still here and we will keep fighting and never give up. The fascists and their media want everyone to feel defeated, but we must never give up. That's what they want. All of us together, we can and must do this. Keep fighting and we will win. Love and rage.
Thank you, Natasha. Please continue that applause and please welcome to the stage an activist from UK Black Lives Matter. Please welcome Kojo Chirawa.
It's great to see so many people out here and it's a real privilege to be here and speak on behalf of Black Lives Matter UK. Right now, many people are frightened and shocked by the growth of the far right. They have seen in London last week over 100,000 protesters marching for Tommy Robinson. This was the largest ever far-right march in British history, and it was supported and funded by apartheid Clyde, the richest man on the planet, Elon Musk. Anti-fascists organised, but they were outnumbered, more than 20 to 1. But this is not the full story. Right now, Musk, Trump, Farage, Robinson, they want us to feel small. They want us to feel afraid. But the truth is, we are the majority, not them. We've already proven it. In recent months, in recent years, we have brought people out in their millions for Black lives and for Palestine. They want us to forget that. We will not let them win. We need to think about how we organize, as a previous speaker has said. Right now, as we think about their growth, we actually need to think about our collective power. Because what we saw on the streets was not their strength. It was a racist retaliation against our collective power. And so when we see these fascist boneheads march, they're doing it because they're clinging onto a racist and rotten past, which was shaped by white supremacist myths. But when we organize, we are organizing for a future that is rooted in care, in solidarity, and in the basic fact of our shared humanity. And friends, we know where their politics leads. Their path, it leads to more race riots, greater inequality, and ultimately a genocide. Where does our politics lead? Where is our strength? We know that when we look at our history, our path causes us to win greater freedoms for all. We win greater dignity for all. We win greater equality and justice for all. And that's what they hate. That's what they want us to forget. How dare these sexist bastards claim that they are marching to protect women and girls? How dare they? We know Trump and Musk is a greater danger to women than anyone in those hotels. And we need to, our traditions, feminism, anti-racism, our traditions stand up for survivors. Survivors like the Sikh woman in West Midlands, who took a brave stand to speak out against the racists who attacked her. They told her to leave the country. Absolutely despicable. They don't care about women's bodies. They want to control women's bodies.
Trump is an ass.
So when we're faced with this daunting task of fascists on our streets, organizing in their tens of thousands, we have to look back at our history and claim the heritage of generations that have gone before us. Generations before us have faced fascism worse than what we're facing today, and they've won. Generations before us, racialized working class communities, they organized and stood up to Mosley and the Black Shirts in the 1930s. They stood up and fought the National Front in the 70s and 80s. My generation organized and stood up to the EDL in the 2010s and the 2010s, so the 2000s and 2010s. Right now, we claim that heritage. We organize in that tradition. We organize and we can win. This is what we must do today. So my friends, take hope. Take heart. Organize with us. Black Lives Matter UK, and you can find us, I should do a quick plug, you can find us on Instagram, BLM UK, or online on UK, conversely, ukblm.org. We're organizing an anti-racist network. We need new organizations, but we need to bring people who are already organizing together. They might have billionaires on their side, but we have the hope of billions. So friends, I'm going to end with just a few more words. We can't lose faith. We must be steadfast. As people are under a genocide, are fighting and still resisting, so must we. They want us to choose, they want despair. We must choose courage. They want us to be afraid, and we must choose hope. They are choosing hate, but we must choose love. Let's organize together, and let's take the promise of generations before us. Their slogan was, here to stay, here to fight. We say Black Lives Matter because we believe in the same thing. Here to stay, here to fight. Here to stay, here to fight. Here to stay, here to fight. Black Lives Matter, solidarity.
Kojo Chiro, everybody! We have 3 speakers left. Will you please join me in welcoming the first of them from the Jewish Socialist Group? Please welcome Sue Levi-Hughes!
History has shown us when we live under the rule of dictators who accept no check on their authority, it spells danger for all minority groups, including the Jewish community. We know there can't be any secure future for Jews, other minorities, working people and the unemployed under an economic system that promotes greed over need, a system that's completely personified by Trump. But there's so much hope, as other speakers have said. Sorry. We on the Jewish left join our Jewish comrades in New York City, and we endorse Zohran Mamdani for mayor. Even my paper got excited then. Mamdani brings together all the diverse communities of New York by addressing the real challenges that they face. The greed of landlords and billionaires that have made living in the city unaffordable. And when people of all backgrounds recognize it's not the migrant that's exploiting them, they unite. This makes Mamdani very dangerous to Trump. We join his many supporters in America and those like him across the world to fight for a better future, for an internationalist, socialist world, free from war, poverty and discrimination. Thank you.
And Starmer dine in Windsor Castle tonight. We know that communities of colour in the US are being terrorised by masked ICE agents. We know that closer to home, people of colour are being terrorised by racist bullies on our streets. In the US, LGBTQI+ communities are forced to live in fear as their own government pledges to eradicate them. Here, boo! Here, our government have still failed to ban conversion therapy, and trans communities are being denied their basic rights. In the US, people seeking safety are brutalized and then deported to countries where they face imprisonment, torture, or worse. Here, rather than defending people's right to sanctuary when fleeing from repression and conflict, Starmer is leading a race to the bottom of performative cruelty against those seeking refuge. In the US, those who bravely speak out against injustice are targeted and unlawfully detained for months. Here, draconian measures are used to restrict freedom of speech and criminalize protest, while people peacefully opposing genocide are targeted and labeled terrorists. Rights fought for through decades of activism and campaigning are being ripped away. It's happening there, it's happening here, and it's happening now. We deserve so much better. We deserve a government that calls out authoritarian practices. But we have a Prime Minister who rolls out the red carpet for Trump. We deserve a government that defends and protects our freedoms, but we have a Prime Minister who allows basic human rights and dignity to be attacked. Instead of standing up for our right to housing, warmth and food, Keir Starmer is overseeing rising wealth inequality and tries to slash universal credit and personal independence payments, knowingly forcing disabled people into poverty. Instead of tackling the root causes of racist violence and ensuring people of colour are properly protected, Starmer echoes Enoch Powell and has claimed immigration makes us an island of strangers. As certain politicians pledge mass deportations of our friends, our colleagues, our neighbours, our government panders to the calls of the far right, declaring migrant communities will be detained and sent back. Make no mistake, it's happening there, it's happening here, and it's happening now. But we are not powerless. We have a choice and we know another way is possible. Throughout history, we've seen authoritarianism come and we've seen it go. We've seen fascists on our streets, but they haven't won. We've seen thousands protest genocides and communities stand up to apartheid regimes and occupying forces, and they have won. So we don't need to imagine what our resistance should look like. We know what it requires. It's up to us to stand up and refuse to allow our rights to be stripped away overnight. It's up to us to stand together, to build genuine solidarity and systems of support for those whose rights are being attacked. It's up to us to stand firm against injustice and authoritarianism when our political leaders lack the courage to. But, most importantly, it's up to us to remain hopeful. Mariam Kaba said that hope is a discipline, and maintaining it in the face of such explicit darkness in the world requires huge courage. We can only do this together, and we will only do this together. Building a new world starts today. It has clearly started today. Standing up together, standing up, always will win. Because it's happening there, it's happening here, and it's happening now. Together we will resist, because there are more of us than them. Thank you.
We've got one more speaker and then we'll bring out all of the Stop Trump people on stage. But will you please welcome our final actual speaker of the afternoon. Please welcome the journalist Taj Ali.